Hello Internet, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we made it even further through the Forest Temple, taking out the first two of the Poe Sisters in order to restore the flames to the Grand Hall and potentially get that elevator working again. This time, we're going to be heading even deeper into the Forest Temple to hopefully find the remaining two Poe Sisters. This ghost hunting stuff is just so complicated. How does Luigi do it? Through here is another weird twisted room with another wall master. This one is a little harder to get out of, I think, but just because you have to grab that ledge really specifically, but once you're in this hallway, the wall master isn't a threat anymore. Another new enemy, green bubbles. They only take one hit to kill, and they just fly around in circles. God, even the enemies are getting easier as we go further in here. In here, there is some suspicious magenta liquid. My notes call this the lava room. I don't think that's lava. Maybe it is. Maybe that's just steam, but... Ugh, okay. Well, that was a nice, embarrassing missed jump. We can just climb up here to get up here. I think you see what the goal is. There's a frozen silver eye switch, and this, the spinning flat... God, my command of the English language today is so incredible. We basically want to wait until we're in front of the torch, and then try to shoot it with our arrows. That was embarrassing. I was trying to jump to the other platform so I could get another shot more easily, but just utterly missed. I'm terrible at this. Another solution, obviously, you can just go over to that platform and use Din's Fire, but, like, if you do it that way, you're so boring. Better to try and fail to do it the cool way. Like that. And that will twist the hallway we just came in from. And that's the wrong platform. You need to use these platforms to get onto the other one. I don't think there's a ladder on it, so... Unless there is, and I'm just embarrassing myself. Yeah, no, there's not, so... The dreaded moving platforms that aren't that complicated, but that I apparently am just terrible at. The spinning is a little more complicated, I guess, for the green bubbles in here if you, like, are coming through here when it's twisted, but only if you feel the need to stay on the carpet, which I did not this time. Anyway, we're going to jump down here, and whenever there's a hole in the floor in a room like this, we jump in. We are now in the checkerboard room, and I hate this room.
Link, watch out! The ceiling is falling down!
As she said, we need to wait for the ceiling to fall down to see where it is safe to stand in here. We might be able to make it over here. Yes, okay, we made it pretty far, honestly. I didn't think it would let me. Z-targeting is completely disabled, and even using a ranged weapon will just have Link walk normally while using it, so... Yeah, this room is pretty awkward for that reason. We also made it to a part that's too far in because there is a switch we need to press in here as well, and a bunch of big Skulltulas, which can really get frustrating. You have a lot of time while the ceiling is fallen, so, like, you're fine, probably. But I've watched playthroughs like that of Snapcube where people do get stuck for a while in here, so, yeah. Just do your best to specifically run to that switch and then to this chest, and that should get you through here pretty easily. This room. There's some shadows on the floor, don't worry, they aren't wall masters. And a big picture of another ghost. When we see picture of ghost, we shoot ghost. Alright, we have a minute to arrange these blocks to be in the shape of the picture that is up there, so hopefully I can do it. I don't know, this is a little tricky, honestly, and it always takes me a few attempts, so we'll see. We'll see how I do. This is the wrong, like a piece of the wrong painting, so we do not need that. Just move this over here. I believe it's 3 per tile. At least to get it in line with the other one, so shouldn't be too bad. And I think, honestly, I just got a really good arrangement here because this is pretty dreadfully easy compared to how I remember it. Yeah, I didn't even pull that one too far, so... Jeez. I remember that being harder. Hello. Amy, one of the Poe sisters. Aim for her when she appears. Okay. Okay, well, if I keep getting hit by her basic attack, that's gonna be pretty embarrassing. Deku Nut to get her to appear. There we go. I need to stop wasting Deku Nuts. I have a lot more capacity for them than I did at the beginning of the game, and I will always stand by Deku Nuts being an extremely useful item. And honestly, I've seen a comment saying that this Let's Play has shown them just how much they've been undervaluing them. And yeah, I kind of hope it has been showing people that, because Deku Nuts are useful, man. You can use them for so many things, and you get them so early. Like, literally in the first 30 minutes of the game, so... yeah. Try Deku Nuts for various things. They're really useful. Took out Amy, which is good. That means the green fire is returned. And we were driven over to this door, which means it's the right one. Okay, I almost wasted an arrow on it. No, we can just use the hook shot. I need to get used to that. I'm not used to having the bow. Through here. We're back in the main room. And down there, we can see and hear the last ghost crying. Because her sisters are dead. I've seen people say she's supposed to be chuckling. Why would she be chuckling? She's cornered and her sisters are dead. Like, dead. I don't know. Let's get down there. Because if you see someone crying, you have to help, even if you're the one who killed her sisters. It was all a facade, though. She's another mini-boss. And the only Poe who's even remotely complicated. She will circle around you and wait for you to shoot her, however 3 of them are fakes. Please be the real one. She starts spinning faster, so yeah. Eventually she'll disappear. And reappear. This one is the real one. We saw her spin. That is the only way to tell. Otherwise, good luck. You can use Din's fire, but that will literally just make all of them disappear, so good luck with that. You still have to be able to hit the main body, so you're better off just waiting to see which one spins. Like this one, for example. It's not a very complicated mini-boss, and you're at very low risk of ever taking damage during it, but yeah. Whatever. I think she'll take 5 hits like the rest of her sisters. Her name is Meg, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I don't think I Z-targeted her at any point. I hope she had a better dynamic with her family than the one other Meg that I know of. Cannot believe I just made a Family Guy reference in 2026 in a Winternet video. This is the worst day of my life. Killing her will make the last flame appear and the elevator will return. Yeah. She also dropped a bundle of arrows, but they seem to have already despawned, so I guess I shouldn't have taken my time. Anyway, that's all for now, apparently. That's what my notes say, and I'm determined to make all of the videos about the temples be 4 videos for a very specific reason that you will not be knowing until much later, so I'm sorry, but this is going to be the end of this episode. Consider the ghosts of this temple busted. Next time in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're going to be taking the elevator down to the bottom of the temple and hopefully finding Saria. See you guys then. Okay, one more thing, actually. Before the end of this video, this music, I'm going to let it play for a second. The music in this game's dungeons has definitely been sort of more ambient than really active, which is going to be the case for most games going forward in this series, but this is, like, I will say the adult dungeons specifically tend to have the music be a bit more active, having very recognizable samples within them. The guy going, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, that is a sample that is pitched up pretty significantly, so the original sounds very funny to listen to. But this song scared the hell out of me as a kid. Like, kind of on the level of Lavender Town, except I didn't really get this far in this game until I was much older. So that was like my first experience of a song making me feel sort of viscerally uncomfortable as an adult. And yeah, I mean, obviously I'd already experienced Lavender Town by that point, and I knew that feeling as a kid, but by the time I played this game, I had sort of lost that feeling. I hadn't felt it in a long time, and this is the song that really brought that back to me. These days, I can sort of feel that whenever I want, just by playing very specific games with very specific music and watching certain movies, all that. Like, it's easy enough to find it, but as a kid whose primary source of, like, media consumption was gaming, it was pretty few and far between as a kid. So, okay, see you guys next time, bye. Whatever, I can spoil what this room looks like. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I've been listening to this music while I've been recording this dungeon for like the past 45 minutes, an hour, however long, and it's really been bringing me back to just that feeling, and yeah. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're going to be figuring out what the hell the deal with this room is. See you guys then.